Hello everyone, hope you're all keeping well. Thought I'd do a bit of a different video today as we can't get out, we're still stuck inside in the gardens and staying local, can't get back into the mountains yet, so just thought I'd do something a bit different. Often when I post videos and pictures on the internet, people ask me what tent I'm using, and I've got a couple of tents, both quite different. So I thought I'd go through some of the differences and see what you think. Okay, so before I set the tents up, I just thought we'd have a look at the pack size first. That's the Hilleberg Soulo, and that's the Alpkit Soloist. The weight of the Solo is about 2.4 kilograms, and the Soloist is 1.2, so there's quite a weight saving, and you can see the pack size. I mean, they do pack down smaller than this, but for starters, there's quite a difference in pack size. So I'll pitch both tents together, then you can see them side by side. The Solo's dead easy because the inner tent's attached to the outer tent, so you just pitch it all in one. The Alpkit's a bit different. You pitch the inner tent first, attach it to the frame, and then throw the fly sheet over the top. It's 120 quid this tent, but with a high side profile, I'm just not sure how it will perform in strong winds. Remains to be seen. Okay, that's both tents pitched up now. Let's have a look at the Soloist first. So you can see from having them both next to each other, it's quite a long, slim tent compared to the Soulo, the Hilleberg, and the footprint's quite a bit smaller on that as well than the Hilleberg, so you could get it in a tighter spot. I bought the footprint with it, but I've never used it yet. Excuse my stone there in the middle, that's where my bird bath usually sits. So I've pitched the Soloist there, I pitched the inner tent first and then threw the fly sheet over the top, but I believe you can pitch with the fly sheet first if it's raining and then stick the inner inside it. I've never done that myself, but I guess it's a good option in bad weather. So if you take a look inside the Alpkit, just a long, tall tent really, but there is room to get some stuff inside here. This is the wider end, and at that side as well you can get some of your kit in there, which is handy. Another thing I like about this tent is if you like stargazing on a clear night, because of the angle, if you look at the angle there, it's quite a sharp angle at that end. Now if you sleep with your head at this end and have the mesh zipped up, it's great for viewing the stars at night, even through the mesh. So that's something I've done a few times with this tent, and it's great. Getting in the tent now then, I'm about 5'9", so you can see there, lead, full length, plenty of room. Even sitting up, I've got a good bit of room there. Obviously with a mat you're going to sit a bit higher, but I still find it fine. So that's a quick overview of the Alpkit Soloist. I was thinking of getting a bivvy bag at first, so that's what put me onto this really, because I thought it's just got the advantages of a tent, but the footprint not much different to a bivvy bag, and you've got a bit more room as well. So that's what I thought. I've since bought a bivvy bag, but I've never actually used it. So maybe these are a good alternative, but until I've used a bivvy, I don't really know. But I like this tent. Okay, so now we got the Hilleberg Soulo. I absolutely love this tent. For me, you can use this tent in any conditions, but there are some advantages to the Soloist, which we'll go through later. So I bought this tent in 2016 in December, specifically because I wanted to do some winter camping. I'd never done any wild camping or real camping before at all. So I threw myself in at the deep end and spent 600 quid on this tent. My thought was, if I don't like it, I think I can get most of my money back. So it was a lot of money, but I think they're nearly 800 quid now, so maybe a good buy. So the great thing about the Soulo is that the inner tent is attached to the outer tent, so you can pitch them both in a oneer. Especially good when the weather's bad. You can just get the tent up really quick, and then get inside and get out the elements. That's it's a real advantage for me, that, and something I really like about the tent. I find it quite a spacious tent as well. I'm 5'9". I've got plenty of room. You can get your bag and your stuff inside the tent in the porch there, no problem at all. I've got the footprint on the tent, which I would recommend, because I just think it protects the bottom of the tent, especially if you're mountain camping like I do. Loads of room in here for a one-man tent, no problems at all for me. Sat up as well, absolutely fine. So let's have a look at some of the differences in the two tents then. So the Hilleberg Soulo, that's a full 4-season tent, so it's made to withstand the harsh winters as well as the nice summers that we don't get much of, but we've got one now anyway. So if you look at the how far the tent comes down, right to the ground there, in winter, really important that, because it stops the wind getting underneath it. The quality as well, the quality of the guys is really good. The rope's good, the little tensioners, all good quality. Then you've got the lightweight poles as well, really nicely done, how it clips onto the poles there. The material, it's strong material, it's resilient, and it's expensive. As I said before, I've got the optional footprint on this, but because I use it in the mountains, I always use that just to protect the bottom of the tent. Again, the fixings on the Hilleberg, all real quality. And the zips too. You can see there how the inner fixes to the outer. Again, quality zips up there. You'd expect that, but you do get it. If you look at the vent on the top as well, again, quality fixings on there. Little rain channel here, so the rain runs off down the side. Just see underneath there, that's a ventilation flap, and you can open the inner tent to help with ventilation as well, and just it's adjustable. So moving on to the Alpkit now, you can see there that the fly sheet, it's quite a way off the floor. So in windy condition, the wind's going to get under that, and that's not going to be great at all. The quality of the fixings as well, I mean, they're okay. I've never had any other tent, so I can't really compare it to anything else but the Solo. But they're okay, but they're not as good as the Solo, but you don't expect that. It's nowhere near the price. And the guys are fixed. You can't adjust the length of them like you can on the Solo, which can sometimes restrict where you can pitch the tent, because you can't get the guys in. If there's rocks and such on the ground, you can't adjust the length of them. Looking at the material as well, it's a lot more light duty than the Soloist. Probably not as robust. Again, you wouldn't expect that, but for what I need from this tent, it's absolutely fine. Now there's a nice little mod you can do to this Alpkit Soloist tent with the entrance there, and create a little sort of shaded or protection from the rain porch entrance to the tent. I don't take any credit whatsoever for this. I saw it on YouTube. I can't remember who put it on, but I think it's handy sometimes. You just need to be able to use your trekking poles, a couple of trekking poles. You need to buy some cord and a couple of little carabiners, a couple of extra tent pegs, and you can just hook it up like this. So whoever come up with that, I think it's quite handy sometimes. That gives you a bit more shelter. Obviously, if the weather's bad, you're not going to use that, but it's just another option when it's not. So as I said earlier, I started wild camping in December 2016. Specifically with the intention of winter wild camping. That's why I got the Hilleberg. But since then I've started camping in summer as well, and lugging all the winter kit up that you don't need in summer up to the top of the mountain. I got a bit fed up with that. So I started looking at how I could lighten my equipment, and that's what led me to the Alpkit. So I got that last July. I've only used it about 3 times. All the times I've used it, the weather's been really great weather, so it's never been properly tested. But I don't really plan to test it in bad weather anyway, because if the weather's really bad, I won't be using it. But at half the weight of the Hilleberg, I'd certainly rather take that when the weather's good in summer. It's also got a smaller footprint, so you can fit the Alpkit in a smaller space on the ground, and it's as I said earlier, it's great for stargazing when you can put your head at the door end and just lie down and just look out at the stars through the mesh. But I've had the Hilleberg out in all weathers, and for me that's just absolutely fantastic tent. Silly money, but sometimes you get what you pay for, and I think you really do with that. I don't regret buying it at all. Probably if I sold it now I'd get a lot of my money back. So I still don't consider myself an experienced camper. I say I've only been at it 4 years, and I've just made it up as I've gone along really. I've watched YouTube videos, listened to people on the forums. Mostly I do it on my own. I've done about 25 camps in total now. The thing for me with the wild camping, it just allows me to spend more time in the mountains, which is something I really love. So it gives me that extra dimension to walks. So that's it, folks. Both tents packed away now. There's the Alpkit. There's the Hilleberg. So I hope you found that interesting, just to compare of the 2 tents. And I think I've got a pretty good setup now. The Hilleberg will do me in any weathers, and in the fine weathers I'm going to take the Alpkit. So these are just my thoughts on these 2 tents. I think they're a great combination, having the 2 of them. I'm not a very experienced camper, so There may be others that know more about it than me, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts. I thought it might be helpful to you. So that's it for today's video, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it, maybe found it useful. If you've got any questions about any of the stuff in the video, just leave a comment below and I'll be happy to try and answer it for you. Anyway, until next time, keep safe and let's hope we can get up from the mountains soon. See ya.